just a few more minutes to go before the start of the first semi-final in the men's 1500 metres. As the lineup, and the first 4 go through from the 2 semi-finals, plus the 2 fastest losers. Steve Cram defending the title. Right, the lineup will be Steve Cram will be right on the inside. Magali of Lesotho will be next. Gilchrist of New Zealand, Curry of Scotland, Hanlon of Scotland, Campbell of Canada, Hugoworth of Canada, Mambasasa of Malawi, Mthembu of Swaziland, Peter Bourke of Australia, Kirk of Northern Ireland, Gladwin on the outside. There are 12 taking part, and that's just about on the limit for a 1500-metre field, and you can expect a bit of bumping and barging. Peter Bourke, the 800-metre champion of 4 years ago, who failed to find that form here this time. He was second, by the way, in this year's Australian 1500 metres championship. On through there's a red, who wanted some progress. Dale of the Canadian. Here, where's one is Bourke. Just go on the line, the announcers, and then the bare feet. That looks like the Lesotho athlete, Paul Magali. Best time was 3:58. Only 18. So for him, a learning process. 5.67. The New Zealander is Mike Gilchrist, also a steeplechaser. 2.7. John Gladwin, who will be partnering Steve Cram. And Steve Cram taking his place on the inside. Next to him, Magali of Lesotho, the teenager. As we go along the line, Mike Gilchrist, New Zealand. Then Alistair Curry of Scotland. Tom Hanlon should be next, 6.68. 1.49, Dave Campbell of Canada. Then Hugoworth, his Canadian teammate, 1.70. Mambasasa, 5.32, Malawi. 7.58, Mthembu of Swaziland. Bourke of Australia. Mark Kirk of Northern Ireland. Right on the outside, John Gladwin of England. Belgrave Harrier has had a lot of injury trouble, always shown enormous promise, and now that promise being confirmed. Twelve of them in this first semi-final of the 1500 metres, and Steve Cram immediately drops right out of trouble to the back with the young athlete from Lesotho, and that young man will probably never be closer to see Steve Cram in his life. He lined up alongside him, and Steve Cram gently moving his way through, but his object here will be to keep clear of trouble.
His object will also to be able to concentrate in this race, because yesterday's high of winning the 800 metres, and then have to go to bed early and come back this morning and get all ready again and go through the motions here, because really this is a relatively easy heat by international standards, and Steve Cram really just needs to stay out of trouble and keep his concentration level up. John Gladwin, they'll be happy to get his racing underway. He's been sitting around all week watching the games go by, and now he gets his chance to get in amongst it and just put himself in the right position at the right time and qualify in this heat, which he should do too. And I'm pleased to see the 2 young Scots in there amongst them, because this is a good opportunity for those to get international experience. Alistair Curry and Tom Hanlon, 63.4. They sometimes run 10 seconds faster than that in some of the races that Steve Cram and those guys run in Oslo and places. So it's a different kind of experience, this.
The leader, Dave Campbell, the Canadian champion. Second place is Kirk of Northern Ireland. Third, John Gladwin. Fourth, Hugoworth of Canada. 5, Bourke of Australia. 6, Curry of Scotland. 7, Gilchrist of New Zealand. And in 8th place, Steve Cram. 6.68, the young Scot, only 19, Tom Hanlon. Better known, of course, as a steeplechaser. But this is all useful experience. 2 laps to go. Campbell leads for Canada. Gladwin in 2nd place. Kirk is 3rd. Hugoworth 4. Curry in 5th place. Still Cram back about 8th.
John Gladwin moving up on the outside there. I don't think you'll wait too long, because I think he'd like to get in amongst it and get racing. But 2.7 for 2 laps, so they didn't speed up very much. So it's going to be an awful race over the last 600 metres. And the point now is to get yourself in the right position when the attack starts, because if you don't, you can get into all kinds of trouble, end up people in front of you when the burst is gone. So Cram, as usual, on the outside, just behind Peter Burke, the former 800-metre champion, whose Cram took his crown yesterday. But he's not been in good form over 800 metres, and I just wonder if Peter Burke can do something in the 1500 metres.
I think actually he did move up and make the step up really in the Australian Championships this year, in which he finished second. Well, the scramble is on now, and it's Gilchrist coming from the back. Gilchrist, New Zealand hits the front. Campbell second, and Gladwin goes second. Curry of Scotland in fourth place. Kirk of Ireland fifth. Cram back still in eighth place, behind Hugoworth and Burke. But Cram can improve so quickly. Watch him go down this back straight. He did it in the final yesterday, and just look at him now moving through. Gilchrist leads. Gladwin in second place. Campbell is third. Cram wide on the outside, so relaxed, believing he's got the race under control, and who's to argue? The first four sure to go through. And look at Cram once more, just kicks in another bit of power, lengthens his stride, joins Gladwin in front. In second place still, and third place rather, still Alistair Curry. And coming through on the near side, Burke finishing very quickly. And it's England 1 through Cram. Gladwin in second place, Burke third, and Campbell and the Scot in a photograph for the next place. Well, it was very, very close indeed for that final place, with Curry and Campbell. The time 3:43 for Cram. Didn't want a hard one, and he ran 52 seconds for the last lap. Alistair Curry of Scotland, member of the Dumbarton Club, and he's at Loughborough. He's only 21. I thought last year he was showing a lot of promise. He's perhaps not developed this season quite as much as he might have done, but having said that, he's probably heavily engaged in studies. He may have been run out of it by Dave Campbell. It was very, very close for fourth place. Burke comes up very late on the outside, and as we suggested, he has made the move up really, I think, in every sense, from 800 to 1500. Gladwin looking quite happy in second place and letting the master go. So Cram goes across the line. Gladwin, and didn't stop the slow motion there for the fourth place, so we're not absolutely sure which one qualified. It was very, very close, and it does affect Alistair Curry of Scotland with Dave Campbell of Canada, and it's between the two of them for the fourth place. Let's have a look. There's Burke going through in third place, and the photograph is for fourth place, and the Canadian may have got it, but of course they're both masked by Burke. So it's not an easy one to pick out, but first impression is that possibly Campbell got in front of Curry, but they'll have a photograph of that from the other side, so they won't have any problems in sorting it out, that is.